Hello, this is Fernando from CSA Community. This video is specifically made for head admins of CSA, and I'll show you how to add and remove admins using the WinSCP program. Once you become a head admin with us, you should get an FTP account details assigned to you by one of the high staff. Once you have the FTP account details, download the WinSCP program, which lets you access the server, which is found on the Senior Staff Lounge on the CSA forum. Once you have downloaded and installed the program, you should get an icon on the desktop that looks like this. You double click the icon and it should bring you up with a menu like this. If you don't see this menu, on the right hand side there should be a button which says new. Select that and this should come up. Once you have the FTP account details, this is where you enter it. The host name obviously will be sent to you, so you type it in. And in this case, your username, which I'll be using root for myself. Once you're done, hit save and give it a name. And press enter. Once you select enter, select login and log in with your password, which is also provided with your FTP account details. Upon login, you should see files something like this. Just in case you can't see these files and you are a different directory, simply say for example you're on the C Strike folder, it looks exactly like a CS. Double click the add-ons, go into the amxmodx, once again configs, and you're in. Scroll all the way down and you'll find users.ini. Right click the file, select edit. Once you select edit, this is the files which contain all your admins inside. So I'll talk you through how it works, and hopefully by the end of this you'll be able to add your admins. So this thing at the start means a comment. So if I add, for example, let's say I have a command. This is like programming. Let's say I have a command, I don't know, anything. This doesn't exist, but just give it as an example. Let's say my command was hello or something like that. If I want to cancel that command and make it into a comment, put / at the start, and now this command no longer exists. You can only see it, but once you run this and you're in the server, the command will no longer exist. So all basically anything with a / at the front is just simply a comment to the command. So here is just an example on what flags you should set, things like that. So access flags, I'll go through them. So A, you have immunity, so I'm sure you know what immunity is by now. B, reservation, so reserve slots. C, kick command. D, ban, so on, so on, and so on. Now, scrolling down for the next information you need to know is account flags. So that is what you're going to use for the admin. So either an IP or a Steam ID. You can also use a name, however not on CSA Community, because when you use a name you have to add a password, and that password can easily be found by hackers. So you have, if you're going to use an A is for the password, which obviously we don't need it, so let's just leave that. B is for the clan tag, that doesn't exist for us. C, so C with a Steam ID, and a D with an IP, and also add an E if the password is not required. So let's scroll down, look at our admins. So as you can see, you've got the / here, / here, and suddenly it ends. So this is the commands we're going to use. So let me give my name as an example. So obviously there's two / it's just a comment, global managers, and these are the flags. So this is the access I have, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, you know, all of this. So let's scroll down. So global managers, once again, you start off with this. Okay, let's say you have a Steam ID and you want to add their admin. Okay, so, and let's say, okay, normally you just edit CS admins and trial admins. So if I wanted to add a trial admin, for example, obviously starts with a speech mark, paste this Steam ID, close the speech mark, put a space bar, 2 speech marks. This is where the password goes in, but since we are using our Steam ID, we don't require a password. Open another speech mark, and now their access. At the top here, since there's a comment, you can see you have the flags that the trial admin has. Copy that, paste it into here, close the speech mark. Now, the next part is for the account flags. Since we're using a Steam ID, as you can see at the top, C, this is for Steam ID. So you write a C, and now E is for the password when it's not required. So as you can see, we left the password blank here. You add an E, close the bracket, put a space bar, and add a comment. Again, / to add a comment. And let's say, for example, I was the trial admin. You'll add Infernado so you know which one it is. Because if you leave it like this, and if you add hundreds and hundreds, sorry, if you add loads of admins, you will not have a clue who this is. You will not remember the person's name just by the number. So just put a /, note down the name. Simple. Now, if you are going to add the person, if the person, for example, doesn't have Steam and you're going to add this IP, it has to be a static IP. Dynamic IP changes every single time for most of the users. If they have a static IP, that means their IP will remain the same constantly. So to add the admin access with an IP, you copy the IP you find. Not on here, obviously you'll find it in the admin application if the admin requests to add with the IP. Once you have the IP, obviously open speech marks, close the speech marks. Okay, 2 speech marks again, remember, because we don't require a password. Open a speech mark, post the access flags, close speech mark, and now the account flags change since we're using an IP other than the Steam ID. So scroll back up and check this. Steam ID C, no, we don't need that. D is for the IP, so yes, we need D. Looking down for password is not checked. Also, our password is not checked because we don't have a password, so it's D and E, and again add a comment. If you want to, for example, suspend an admin for 2 weeks or totally remove it, if you want to totally remove somebody's access, obviously just delete it and forget it. If you want to suspend them, just put a / and the command cancels out, and obviously you can put a note here, suspended until maybe, I don't know, 20th of, you know, make up the date basically, and just write 20/01/2020. Yeah, just, you know, use your common sense. Obviously this cancelled out the command, and obviously from here the note starts, so it's best for you to just use the notes as advantage and, you know, note down so you don't forget when to re-add the admin, etc, etc. And again, once the admin is unsuspended, just remove the / at the front, you know, delete this because this is useless now, and you know the admin has its rights. Admins normally, once they're inputted into here, take 1 round to change. So as soon as they finish, the round finishes, the admins automatically reload. If the server doesn't have that plugin, it can take up to a map. So, you know, players will go through a whole map. Once it's done, then the new map and admin should have its rights. So after you have entered all the information you need, so for example this, okay, you just hit save and you press this to close, and that's it. Admins are done. So I hope this guide really helped you, and comment if you need any help in the video. Thanks.